from that evening, a musical relationship slash friendship was born. Even with playing music on stage with other musicians, there has to be chemistry there. And at the same time, it's like you want to be able to have chemistry away from the stage as well. Because if you have chemistry away from the stage, your show and your stage presence and everything like that is
Yeah,
going to be
and people
even
pick
greater.
up on it. Not just entertainment, what we do. We'll be talking to designers and entrepreneurs and people that's trying to get their t-shirt brand popping. Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your hustle is, this is Hustlenometry 101, and we're going to all get there together.
Shag, Motown. So like I told you, I got
Yeah,
these
yeah,
chairman of the
Brandon.
board shirt.
Yeah,
So
Brandon. 4-5. That's what we.
That's what it is.
Yes, y'all. Welcome to another installment of the No Shortcut Show. What is this installment episode 4?
Episode 4.
Episode 4, yeah. So while you guys are coming on in, make sure you make a little quick pit stop, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We want you to be a part of our content as we upload it. You'll get notifications directly to your phone. So the only way to do that is to hit the subscribe button. You know what I mean?
For sure.
We're blessed and humble to be here again. Grateful to be
Yeah.
here again. We thank you guys so far for your support. We thank you for what perfect attendance and
Yeah.
just your attendance in general. We get that free pass to Carowinds some back in
Yeah.
the day. And we also encourage you guys to like as well as share. Share this
For sure.
platform with your friends. I go by the name of Jerry Midas Hardison. I'm a musician, producer, MC. I do a few things under the musical umbrella. And joining me
Yeah.
as always.
Yeah.
Brother from another mother.
That's right.
This guy is very talented. We've been friends for a long time. He's a DJ extraordinaire. Whatever type of event you may have, whatever kind of crowd you may have, whatever type of mix you need, whatever genre you need,
Right.
he's gonna get it done. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is my boy DJ Famous, aka Travis Bizel. We here in the building.
What's
You know,
happening? What's happening?
bro.
What's happening?
Can't call it. Just chilling. Just chilling. Today is February 15th, 2022. So, happy belated Valentine's Day to you all out there.
That's true.
Couples and non-couples. At the end of the day, the
Yeah.
theme is about love, and love doesn't always have to come from a quote unquote significant other. Matter of fact, me and my son had a date night. You know what I mean? Yesterday, it just showed father son bonding. Where I cooked a meal.
For real.
He enjoyed that some ribs and red potatoes. You know what I'm saying? Then
Oh,
he
you
wanted
did
to
it like
watch
that.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Huh?
You did it like that.
Yeah, man. Just me and the boy here. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Loving on my son, him loving on me. And then I had promised him Sunday that we would watch Sonic the Hedgehog movie on Hulu. So pop some popcorn later on into the evening, and we
Yeah.
sat on the floor with the pillows and put up Sonic the Hedgehog on Hulu. Man, kicked it.
That's what's up, man. That's a good time. That's a
Yeah.
good
How was your
time.
Valentine?
Man, it was cool. It was pretty quiet around here though. So my wife had went to Charleston Saturday night because her dad was a little sick and he had went to the hospital, and she just went to kind of check on him, make sure they was, okay in the hospital. So she spent the night out there, and she came in Sunday, but she was up all
Mm-hmm.
night, at the
Okay.
hospital. She stayed up with them all night. So she came in Sunday, pretty tired. We watched like half the Super Bowl, but what I did was
Oh yeah.
I ordered it was this place, the spot, here in town that had a big special, Super Bowl special. It was like
Oh,
35 wings and all this stuff, right? So we had already pre-ordered that. So I
mm-hmm.
went and picked it up Sunday. I didn't realize how much it was. We had that joint left over still.
Yeah.
So
There's a
I,
lot of food, huh?
it was a lot of food. So I was going to make dinner, Valentine's dinner. I was going to cook it up, one of her favorites or whatever. She hit me up like halfway through the day on Monday. She was like, I think we can just do them wings again. So
Hey, That's the best economical and logical and everything
Yeah,
else. I
yeah,
mean, because I hate throwing food away.
yeah,
Sometimes I get on my son about this too. You skip over
yeah.
something you can have leftovers on just to have something new, but at the end of the day, you already paid for what's already prepared. So
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what we did. We just kept it low key, and she was, traveling and me working a lot. So she was. We were both pretty tired, and like I said, I watched the Super Bowl. Fell asleep. We both fell asleep on that thing on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I went.
Yeah. Shout out to the Rams, right?
Shout out to the Rams. I fell asleep, and the Bengals was winning, and then I
Hmm.
woke up. And Stafford was doing the speech at the end with the hat on. I was like, "What happened?" So I had to rewind that joint.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Honestly, I talking about Valentine's, which made us talk about the Super Bowl, which made me think about Saturday because the chairman of the board and the executives, we had a pre Valentine's Day event on Saturday in Raleigh.
Okay.
So did that Saturday night, but being 3-4 hours away from home, gig was from 8 to 11. By the time I got home, I got like an hour of sleep, and then had to get right back up and do the church thing on Sunday morning. Then pick my
Hmm.
son up on Sunday, and it was rough. I made it.
Yeah.
I made it through most of the game, but
Yeah.
when I the pillow, I was gone.
Yeah.
I
That
was
was it.
gone. I was gone. And before we proceed, I just want to take a moment to shout out my Mellow Groove
Yeah,
family,
for sure.
chairman of the board, executives family. I got to shout out my Earth, Wind, and Fire family, all the cool people over there on Facebook who followed us during the pandemic. So I also got to shout out my
Yeah.
that story family and all the family of the official Honeycomb. I want to say what's up to you guys, and
What's
hope
up?
everybody's well. Hope everybody's doing lovely. And shout out to everyone nationwide and international. The beautiful thing about this internet is, which I found out from the other platform, is, I mean, and it's common sense, but sometimes we fail to mention the technology allows us to come to any living room
Yeah.
globally,
We here.
globally. You know what I mean?
We here.
So, want to shout everybody out at every opportunity that we think about it, because it takes. Yeah, I used to say, your following is the gas in your tank, and so
Yeah.
without the following, what are we really doing? So we
That's right.
appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody. And once we get a few more of these things under our belt, and it's like fine tuning, then we're gonna start going live with it, and we'll be able to interact live with y'all too, and we'll take some comments,
Oh
take
yeah,
some questions right here on the screen. So we'll be able to
yeah,
rock it that way on Facebook and on the YouTube. So stick with
yeah,
us. Thank you for joining us. And we
yeah,
got a lot of little jewels and gems to drop here and there. And some days
yeah,
it'll just be like this. We just gonna kick it.
yeah. And you know what? I'm gonna let you give them the backstory of the no shortcuts. Just the overall thing,
This is
and kind of so people know what to expect along the way. And I like to mention that every episode,
yeah.
just so when people tune in, they already kind of know what roads where they can expect to head down.
Yeah, definitely. If this is your first time joining us, this is what we do. We call it no shortcuts because we've both been in this business in our respective fields: musician, entertainment, DJ, entrepreneur. We've been doing this thing for a long time. We had a lot of bumps in the road. We made a couple mistakes along the way, and we did a whole lot of things right.
Hmm.
But it didn't happen overnight. I didn't
Right.
become overnight DJ such and such. My man was an MC extraordinaire when he woke up that morning. There's a lot of
Wow.
hard work. There's like I said, a lot of bumps in the road, and there is
Yeah.
no easy way to do it, and there's no shortcuts. You gotta go through it.
Yep. Yep. And at the end of the day, and I always like to reiterate, we don't we're not attempting to come off as if we have all the answers and we're supreme gurus and above everyone else that does what we do. But what we are doing is taking the opportunity to share our stories along the way. And if you get a gem, you get two gems, three, four, five, then
Yeah,
that's what we that's what we here
that's what
for.
it is. I mean,
And
just
to build a community, and to
very
network.
important. Very important. Build a
We will
community.
be having some guests
Yes,
along the
sir.
way.
We
Well,
we will be talking to other like-minded individuals in all fields, not just entertainment and what we
yeah,
do. We'll be talking
yeah,
to designers and entrepreneurs and people that's trying to get their t-shirt brand popping, whatever it is that you're doing,
Yeah.
whatever your hustle is, this is Hustlenometry 101, and
Yeah.
we're going to all get there together.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So last week,
Yeah.
last episode, when we were signing off, I think we mentioned the fact that this week in this episode, we would talk about an experience that happened to us along the way, and generally, as you're finding your way doing anything new, like we're doing this platform, we're learning as we go, right?
Yeah.
So even with your whatever your craft may be, your industry, or that whatever it is, that service that you provide, and you're venturing out into being an entrepreneur. You're gonna hit a bump, you're gonna
Yeah.
get a bruise along the way, but it's growing pains, and it's an opportunity to learn. So
Absolutely.
I think we agreed that this week we would share one, and certainly you don't want to have more than one of these.
Right. You
You
don't.
know what I mean?
You don't.
Hey, you won't catch me touching the red hot eye on the stove two times,
Yeah.
right? If I touch it the first time and it's red, and I have curiosity, I touch it. If I walk by the stove again
Yeah.
and I see that the eye is red, I'm probably not gonna touch it a second time. So
For sure.
you want to go first?
Nah, you take it. You take this one. I got one
Oh man,
coming too.
okay. So I got to go back. I got to go back some years. This is early on Mellow Groove. I had to say about circa 2006 or so. You know, um, but and not to make it long winded. So because throughout the season and series of all this, we have an opportunity to drop different stories. So I'm just going to stay focused on this one specific thing. So
Yeah.
nonetheless, we got hired. We got someone reached out to us. They were putting together a show. The guy was a promoter. His wife was an artist. She had recorded material. They wanted to do a show. This show would consist of Mellow Groove opening the show, right, playing a set. Then also consisting of Mellow Groove learning like 6, 7 songs that she was gonna do.
Hmm.
Um, and Brandon, I shout out Brandon Stevens, our
Yeah.
lead singer. So he was gonna do our set, and he was singing backgrounds for the second set, as well as in rehearsals, he's teaching the other background vocalists the harmonization parts, right? So we work and we practice and rehearsing probably every week for about a month or so. So again, we got hired by a quote unquote promoter who was having an event for his wife, who's an artist. So okay, so they're selling tickets for the event. um, I forget what the exact bottom line we agreed on at the time. Back then, maybe $800,
Hmm.
to do that night, two sets, and play our set as well as work with them. So yeah, they're selling tickets. Tickets are $20 a pop. They asked the band to be a part of selling the tickets as well, which we agreed to. Nowadays, I will not be the entertainment and sell tickets for the event.
Yeah.
Why? Right?
Right.
With like my job is to entertain. Um, I don't. I have to, and then in entertaining, I got to prepare for the show, which
Hmm.
means I got to learn music flawlessly. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I don't have time to sit logically where I am today. It, we don't have the band doesn't have time to sell tickets for the event.
Right.
You got to do that as a promoter and as the people that are on your promotional team. Power 98, a guest DJ. I can't remember which guest DJ was there, and I don't want to just guess because I don't want to give false information. But there was a DJ from Power 98 there,
Hmm.
and so yeah, so we selling tickets, and I even had people. I'm selling some tickets myself, right? So I'm selling quite a few. I think I had a couple more tickets to sell, and I had someone come up and meet me at sound check to buy my last couple tickets. Turned all my ticket money in. Turn all my ticket money in, right? Because I
Hmm.
was responsible, and I in my mind, okay, so all of this money is going towards all the proceeds, which I'm gonna get right back
Right.
in my mind.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and no contract was done. No contract was done because, as I was telling you before we came on, early on in your movements, you just assume
Hmm.
if you're a good natured person and a good hearted person that you're dealing with people that are the same way, and you're
Yeah.
gonna be fine.
Yeah.
No contract involved. Just taking word, handshake. So
Hmm.
at the end of the night, we played the opening set. We played the set for the artist. I at sound check had a guy buy my last two tickets. Turn all the ticket money in. The guy didn't have any money for us
Mm.
and was on some like, well, let me as typically shuffle some things around and I get with you guys next week or whatever. But at next week never came. But so much so we had to give it the perspective of whatever our bottom line was, $800. Okay, it was an $800 loss for us. Yet, but we never have. He can never get business from us again,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So really, that's the perspective we took to help us deal with that situation at the
Hmm.
time. But I think that's the best approach because it was technically our fault. You know what I'm saying? We weren't savvy enough in the game yet.
Yeah.
You just think people's word is their bond. Nah, it's not always the case.
Hmm.
And since then, that since that experience, we made sure if we don't have a personal relationship with you or you're not coming from like the city or another high scale event that's going to come with paperwork anyway,
Hmm.
then if we don't really know you and you reach out to the band, there's going to be as far as Mellow Groove is concerned, it's going to probably be some paperwork and possibly a deposit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what
Definitely.
I'm saying?
Definitely.
and,
Yeah.
and what you got to keep in mind, folks, is like whatever your craft, whatever your service or your talent, your gift is, people called you up for a reason. They called you up for a reason, and they should expect to compensate you. You know,
Definitely.
so
Definitely.
if they fail to compensate you, they pretty much it's a bridge burn, and they can never work with you. You can choose never to work with them again. And in that case, that's what happened. And so we never saw the guy since. He never reached back out anything. But we still here.
Yeah.
I don't hear about him promoting anything. So
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
that works out the way it's supposed to. So that's my little story. So yeah, that was probably about maybe 16 years ago, or like early in our Mellow Groove
Yeah.
movements and stuff. But again, you're gonna have those situations where it's a learning experience, and you just tighten up how you maneuver
Get that.
business wise.
Yeah. Get that paperwork right for sure. For sure.
Yeah,
Get
man.
get it on paper, and I can tell even in every other aspect how that has molded y'all too. Because I just thought about it as an example. Brandon, your lead singer, just did some work for me in the graphic arts field, right? And
Yeah.
when I told him
Talent.
what I, yeah, he's very talented guy, graphic artist. And when I told him what I needed, now he's done.
Oh, I see too. Now that I thought about it.
Oh, you saw it,
Yeah,
yeah,
you and the right.
yeah, yeah. So when
I
I
saw
told
it.
him what
Yeah.
I needed, and he's done projects for me, for years now. He's done 4 or 5, 3 or 4 different projects for me in that field. And I've
Yeah.
worked with them musically through you and stuff that I do with the band. But
Yeah.
also when I placed my order and told him what I needed him to do on the graphic, he's like, "All right, I'm about to send you an invoice right now for the deposit." You know what I'm saying? So that's my
Yeah.
man, and he
Yeah. But
know
it's just
he is business.
it's business.
Is
And you
business.
know what? Him going that protects you too. Paperwork
Exact.
ain't just for the person getting paid, right? It's also
Exactly.
for the doing the pay, because we could stiff you,
Yeah.
right? Now see, because we could have easily say it was reversed, and I'm just backtracking this. Say he paid us up front and we ain't show up.
Yeah.
The, right? So
Yeah.
the contract. Let's just say the agreement. Contract sounds so
Yeah.
stiffy.
Yeah.
I starch in my white collar. But the contract, excuse me, agreement
Yeah.
protects both parties. So yeah, it protects you. So that ensures that whatever you pay for is gonna get done.
For
Right. So
sure.
it's just good business techniques, man.
Protects everybody.
Yeah,
Protects
yeah,
everybody,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hate that stuff happens, but it happens in every field.
Oh
Everybody's,
yeah,
just, get your paperwork tight from the beginning, and let's not just go on the I trust you, you my man kind of thing,
Yeah.
or I'm trying to get this look, so I'm gonna take it easy because everybody's gonna, like you said, that one time it's gonna happen. Just make sure it don't happen again. Make
Yep.
sure it don't
Yeah.
happen
Because
again.
you will make sure if something like that happens, it does something to you.
Yeah,
Whereas just you're gonna make sure all, like I said earlier, make sure all your I's are dotted and all your T's are crossed.
yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, man. So it's just part of the game, though. But if we it now see the thing about us coming on and having a conversation about that, some of you may not have gotten to that point. Yes, it may not have happened to you. So maybe we can help some people
Mm-hmm.
avoid that.
Yeah, let's have let's be preventative here. That's what this is about.
Preventative. Yeah,
We
man.
share. Hey, we
We
went through that, so you ain't have to go through that.
yeah, both did that, so you have to go through that. It's
Exactly.
preventative maintenance.
Preventative maintenance for sure, man. Mine, the one that I thought of was pretty similar in the extent that it was about not having the paperwork right. I was already doing weddings. I was still doing the bars and the clubs, but then I just started doing weddings. And then someone that I've worked for a whole bunch of times hired me for a wedding. It wasn't his wedding, but he was going to be the one paying for it for his
Uh,
people. So he was my contact, and it was like, you're gonna do their wedding, and I knew the couple too because they were friends with this guy. You're gonna do the
okay.
wedding and after party. We're gonna do wedding and an after party at a different spot. You
Was I
know,
was I
yes,
emceeing?
yes, sir, yes,
Oh,
sir.
I was
Yes, you
emceeing.
were
So
emceeing for that.
proceed.
Yeah, I'm redacting names.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
I withheld names as well.
yeah. So yeah, you were emceeing, and
Yeah.
then we moved it to the spot for the after
Yeah.
party. So
For the
that
after
thing
party.
went until like 4 o'clock in the
I left
morning.
before you did.
Yeah, you left. You broke out. You were good man.
Yeah. You know what I
But
mean?
we agreed on whatever the amount was going to be. You know what I'm saying? We agreed on a price for the wedding, for the after party. Give me this. This will make it work. At the time, I was living out of town.
Mm-hmm.
I was coming in to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So then, did the wedding, got to the spot for the after party, set up again for the after party, did all that, come close to the end of the night, like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
it's time to settle up, like we always did with this particular individual. We always
Yeah.
settled up at the end.
Uh-huh.
And he came with the, what you talking about? Didn't I already pay you? Because we booked the wedding. It was like months ago, like 6 months ago. And this was
Mm.
before I had like wedding paper. I didn't have contracts of my own because I was doing weddings for a different company. But since I was
Right.
doing this on the side with him, I didn't have contracts, deposits, nothing like that in
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
It was just my man. I know you. Yeah,
Right.
I'll do your people's wedding. He was like,
Right.
didn't I pay you when we booked it? I was like, nah, we booked it when you just text me over the phone and asked me if I can do this, and we had a conversation. I haven't even
Yeah.
been here in like a year for
Right.
you to have done that. We haven't seen each other in like a year. So when
Why
would
do
you
you
have?
have to ask that question? That. Did
So
I pay you?
yeah,
Yeah, that's
exactly. And I
right.
mean, there was probably a little bit of drinking involved, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Things got moderately heated for 3 o'clock in the morning, because I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you coming at me like this right now when we've
Your
never
fault you
done
don't.
that? Huh?
It's like it's your fault you don't remember.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So, yeah, it got a little bit out of hand for a minute, and then next morning things settled down, and he hit me up like, everything was straight, straight, straight. I apologize. Sent the check or whatever, and it was
Mm-hmm.
cool because like I said, I was out of town, so he mailed me a check, and then we settled up that way. But
Right.
if that wasn't someone that I was already having a relationship for all those years, and that
Yeah.
same thing happened,
Oh yeah.
I would have been out because I
Yeah.
didn't have paperwork. I didn't have an agreement. I didn't have a deposit situation where I
Right.
take money up front. I didn't have all that back then. I was going
Mm-hmm.
on the trust factor,
Yep.
and ultimately it worked out that way in the end. But it was a
Right.
whole lot of agitation, in between.
Right.
And imagine, getting home that night at 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever time it was, and having to tell my wife, Nah, I didn't really get paid, man. He was tripping. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
rough, man. I mean, the things we go through sometimes. So,
Yeah,
again, if we can save someone from having to go through that to step in that type of mud, then
yeah,
that
yeah.
hey,
Get a
I
contract.
done.
Whatever it is, you can get contract templates online easy for whatever the industry is, and you can
Mhm.
just change the wording on there to suit whatever you're doing, and make sure you get it in writing. This is what I'm supplying you. This is when I'm going to supply it by, and
Yep.
this is how much I need up front. That kind of stuff. That way, it's just there's no surprises, and there's no chance for
Right.
somebody to get too drunk and realize they didn't do something they were supposed to do 6 months ago. Just
Right.
this is this
Right.
this was the paperwork podcast.
Right, the Paperwork Podcast, no
Yeah,
doubt, man.
for
Yo,
sure.
that's what's up. Oh, we definitely got to recap real quick. I didn't mean to cut you off if you were
No, that
still
was it.
going. We got to recap the Super Bowl halftime show right quick.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
50 Cent was hanging upside down. I saw somebody said 50 looked like the whole dollar now.
Oh yeah, giving him a hard time, but
Yeah,
his video was like that, right, where he was hanging
yeah,
upside down,
yeah,
and so I guess he decided to do that part live. But yeah, they giving 50 a hard time. I mean,
yeah.
I can't judge another man though.
Exactly. All that
Not in
money.
that. I'm not in that business.
Yeah, he looked like he happy. That's all that matters.
He bought the G Unit wife beater look back. I forgot
Yeah,
about them
I know, right?
wife beater with
Yeah,
them
I got
them
a couple. They shrank on me. They was a medium.
the medium. You know what I mean? And I enjoyed it as well, man. I
Yeah,
even even further than the actual performance, the fact that that Jay-Z has the position with the NFL, and he has I guess a heavy say so
yeah,
in who the NFL halftime entertainment could be.
yeah,
And I just use my imagination. He reached out to Dre, and Dre decided to share the platform with his artists. So you got Dre and of course Snoop.
hmm,
Then the rest of the pieces of Dre, of course, Eminem was a big artist with Dre.
yeah,
50 Cent, who was a big artist with Eminem. Mary J is dropping new music. He's produced music for
yeah.
Mary J. And I think Snoop is dropping new music. And Snoop just bought back Death
Death
Row
row.
Records
Yeah,
from the toy company that had bought it from Suge Knight.
yeah,
So it was a lot going on
yeah.
at
It
the
was
same time,
good.
set people up, for some nice looks this year.
Yeah,
And but the biggest thing to me was the fact that after what about 30 years that Dre and Snoop are still cool. That was
yo,
that was that was it for me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. That's real important, man. And I was just when I was watching it, I was thinking about how year after year, except for every once in a while, Mike was on there, Prince was on there, but it was
Yeah.
always like the
First,
Who, and you two, older legacy
yeah,
acts. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
yeah,
now we, as being in the hip hop community, we have legacy acts too. You know what I'm saying? We
yeah.
have acts that don't have to put out an album in 10, 15 years, and they can go out on their old
Any
joints
anytime,
and fill stadiums. You know what I'm saying?
anytime.
So that's now we got legacy acts, and Snoop is a legacy act. And yeah, I saw the Death Row thing, and he put out an album on Friday,
Yeah, perfect
and
setup.
Mary dropped the album on Friday. So
And Mary going through some things. I saw
yeah,
a podcast she was on. I think Angie Martinez interview with alimony and divorce, and so she definitely, uh, you know, how do you say the proper way. I just say the look won't be harmful for her to
for
have the
sure.
look.
Yeah,
Not
yeah. I
doesn't.
saw she was talking to somebody, and I don't know why they asked her because they don't ask anybody else this question, but they asked her about how she felt about how the Super Bowl, how the NFL doesn't pay the halftime performers, like they
Hmm.
just do that, and she was like, "What I'm about to
Exposed.
get from doing this one night is,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's good.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
about to be good. They don't need to give me something up front because I know what's about
No,
to happen from this. You
yeah.
know?
Especially if the timing is you got new music coming and this and
Exactly.
that and third. It's the fact that just you got that amount of eyeballs on you that
Exactly.
one who like, yeah, let me, you know what, I like that what they did just now. Let me go see what music what's she doing. Let me download this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? All
Yeah.
that. So and another thing too, man. Before Snoop and Dre, I don't remember too many of my you know Caucasian counterparts
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
know, reciting much hip hop. It was
Yeah.
it was like in 10th grade, and you would come to school. Of course, I
Hmm.
would, you know, check a video, but as you start getting familiar with the lyrics, and you notice like
Hmm.
everybody in the classroom knew
Yep.
some lines from Dre and Snoop's song. So I have to say, not give them. I don't want to say give them all the credit, but I think they pioneered bringing hip hop to the suburbs.
Yeah. Yeah. They really
On that,
did.
yeah.
They
So
really
so
did.
all of those things encompassed within the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
So it was bigger than just the music,
Yeah.
and Jay-Z wrote the lyrics for the Still Dre
Yeah. He
also.
still he still
Uh,
got his little look in there.
Fun fact,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's a fun fact. I remember he was talking about that, and he said the first one he wrote, Dre sent it back to him and said, "Nah, you gotta do that
Yeah, that
over."
was quite it.
That wasn't quite
I guess
it.
he had to make it a little bit more West Coastish,
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
did, did that. There's some talented cats out here that, sometimes music wise and whatever, you just don't know. But, I think I'm a little bit of a nerd for the music. So
yeah. Me
even
too.
with That's My Story and other things, I'm constantly digesting
Yeah,
different
yeah,
pods,
and
different
and
interviews.
all types of music.
Yeah, and the music itself. So
Hmm.
I'm just a big music nerd, man.
Yeah, and to that point about it being so universal, I was in a lady's house today at work, and older than me, so she was probably in her mid 50s. Caucasian lady in her southern, real southern accent, like she's from
Hmm.
South Carolina somewhere, almost 60 years old, and she had a bunch of CDs up on the shelf, and it was like Cougar Mellencamp, U2, Guns N' Roses, Rolling Stones, Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style. You know what I'm saying?
Say
And it was
yeah, say
yeah,
what?
yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, okay, that's how we giving it up, because it's
Yeah.
just like you said, that was
No
one of the
pun,
first acts that really had everybody. You see?
no pun. Big pun. Don't
No,
laugh at that.
no pun, no pun. No, she
I
doesn't.
digress. Go ahead,
No pun.
though.
Yeah, that universal feeling.
Yeah, it's a universal language, man. It
Yeah,
brings people together,
it is,
and
man.
hopefully we can be a part of some assembling of souls as well.
Yes, we
Throughout this
will.
journey.
Yes,
You
we
did.
will for sure, man. We're gonna keep bringing the love, keep bringing the music to everybody, the little nuggets in between, and
Yeah,
educating while we entertain.
yeah, that's it, man.
You
And
know.
gotta say that for our Rock Hill family,
Hmm.
or surrounding, if you're in York County in general, Mellow Groove will be a part of the Blues and Jazz Festival in March 25th. They canceled it last fall, but they're making
Yeah.
it up in spring.
Yeah.
So we just agreed. We just paperworked it today.
You see?
The venue is to be decided, but
Yeah.
I mean that night, March 25th, and we played it before pre-COVID.
Hmm.
Um, they have bands, different locations downtown Rock Hill,
Hmm.
a different band, and people are just bar crawling or hopping around all
Hmm.
night. You usually one admission price gets you in the whole situation, and you allowed to bounce around all night to whichever band you're vibing with the best.
Yes,
And it's
sir.
a good time. The last time we were able to play it pre-COVID, we do have a virtual performance online.
Yeah, I
Mellow
remember
Groove,
that
check it out. It's under York County um, Blues and Jazz Festival. Mellow Groove. We
for
uh
sure.
we did a episode with another band. I think the Tim Harkey band. So we come on second if y'all want to check that out online as well. So
Yes, sir. So shout out a
yeah.
couple links. I'm gonna put some links in the comments for everybody to check out. So what's your
Uh,
Instagram?
Yo, you can go to Mellow Groove on Instagram. Well, let me give you mine first. My Instagram, Midas J Hard, Midas letter Jhard. That's my Instagram. You can go to the Mellow Groove Instagram, spelled just like it's pronounce except without a W. So that's MELLOGROOVE on Instagram. You know what I mean? And
Yes, sir.
let me shout out without, you know what I'm saying, without overwhelming you guys all at one time. Let me shout out the official chairman of the board YouTube channel, official chairman of the board. You can also find episodes of another podcast over there by the name of That's My Story. And you can find music over there. There's video over there. So, you know, in your free time, feel free to surf.
Yeah.
Cowabunga.
Feel free to surf. That's right. So check them out. And, I'm at FMG Event Co. FMG Event Co. on Facebook and Instagram. Famous Music Group. FMG Event Company on the YouTube too. Subscribe, like, follow. Talk to me.
All of that. And one last link, Mellow Groove over on Facebook as well. Again, MELLOGROOVE, and the chairman of the board on Facebook. Just the chairman of the board, and that's right there on Facebook too. So between all of those links, guys, have at it.
Have at it. Hey, let's do this again next week, my man.
Hey, man. Hey, sounds like a plan. I'm going to go ahead and pencil it in right now.
All right, let's do that. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Make sure you like, subscribe, tell everybody to tell everybody.
Yeah, thank y'all so much. We'll see you. Peace, love. We out of here.
You know, I got your advice, roll the dice.